Hi, welcome to Art with Korb. I'm Frank Korb. Thanks for joining me as we continue to talk about the 8 artist habits of mind. We can visit all of that on my website at artwithkorb.com. You can unclick that. You can find this slideshow at this bit.ly if you'd like, so you can move about it at your own pace. The 8 habits of mind are created by Harvard University's Zero Project, and then the book Studio Thinking 2, The Real Benefits of Visual Art Education. And the 8 habits of studio thinking are developing craft, engaging and persisting, envisioning, expressing, observing, reflecting, stretching and exploring, and understanding community. And we're going to look at expressing. Expressing is learning to create works that convey an idea, a feeling, or a personal meaning. Expressing is, and this is from the art critic Jerry Saltz, he compares the painting of Francis Bacon's 1953 study after Velasquez's portrait of Pope Innocent X. He describes it as a seated male in a transparent sort of box. And that's it. The content, however, the content is different than the subject matter. And these are the things that we as artists, as educators, as students, as artists, we want to understand better. What's the idea? What is the content of our work in addition to what is the subject matter? So here are the 2 paintings. The one on the left is the portrait of Pope Innocent X by Diego Velázquez. Whoa. And you can clearly see the Pope, a man sitting in a chair. And on the right-hand side is Francis Bacon's version of the same subject matter. But they both have very different ideas, very different concepts, very different meanings behind them. Here's a painting by Anne Truitt. It's not a painting, it's a sculpture by Anne Truitt. As a minimalist, Anne Truitt worked very hard to make her work mean as much as possible by reducing it as much as possible. I like her quote here in her daybook. The lawyer and the doctor practice their callings. The plumber and the carpenter know what they will be called upon to do. They do not have to spin the work out of themselves, discover its laws, and then present themselves turned inside out to the public gaze. As artists, we have to do that. We have to take our concepts, our subject matter, we have to practice and put that out for the public to interpret whatever they want. Anne Truitt also said, I've struggled all my life to get maximum meaning in the simplest possible form. Andy Warhol's Campbell's Soup Cans. Whatever the subject matter of your work, it's up to us to develop that content and meaning beyond just what it looks like in front of us. Now, Andy Warhol sometimes wanted it just to be what it was. In fact, with his work, it was that. It was just the mechanical reproduction. And that was part of his content. That was the important part for Andy Warhol. So what are 3 things that you do to express yourself and communicate the ideas in the content of your work? The 8 habits of studio thinking, remember, are developing craft, engaging and persisting, envisioning, expressing, observing, reflecting, stretching and exploring, and understanding the art world. Now, they're not in a specific order. It's not linear. We have to use them throughout in different parts of our creation process. Keep that in mind. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4. Please visit studiothinking.org, the framework.html, to see Project Zero's website. Please look at purchasing the book on Amazon or wherever you purchase your books. Local bookstores is good. You can visit the Harvard's website again at Project Zero. And please visit my website, artwithcorb.com. Subscribe, follow my work. In the end, please make sure that you're making art. I use the 8 Habits of Studio Thinking as a very important part of a rubric for the students in my classroom. Towards the bottom is studio habits. How are you utilizing your studio habits in your classroom? Here's the bit.ly again, so you can follow this presentation at your own pace. Use as much of it, as little of it as possible as you'd like. Please again remember to visit artwithcorb.com. Thanks for joining me. Take care.